Thank you, Presiding Officer. And let me start by congratulating Duncan McNeill on giving me another opportunity to be quite less than moderate on a subject which I feel passionately about. And let me also once again register my absolute admiration for the political courage of a Labour First Minister, Jack McConnell, when he put his personal credibility on the line to make this happen, building on work that my colleague Stewart Maxwell had done. So I think these were brave acts which should be congratulated. I really don't have time, do forgive me. I'm not a moderate, I said in my opening remarks, and indeed when others suggest that tobacco companies are murderers, I find myself unable to summon any counter-argument. Every 30 minutes, a Scot will die as a consequence of tobacco. So during the course of this short debate, someone will die because tobacco companies choose that that is the case. So Ash have done a great deal in the 40 years since they were founded to raise this issue in public consciousness and in legislative fora. I was a fresh-faced 26-year-old when they were founded. I don't see that person in the mirror today, and I see a very different Scotland in the mirror today. But this, of course, is not a new issue. Let me give you some quotes. Smoking is dangerous to the lungs. It's hurtful and dangerous to youth. It's very pernicious to the heart. And these quotations, respectively, were published in 1604, 1606, and 1637 by James VI. That, in my family, takes me 10 generations back to my 8 times great-grandfather, Andrew Berry. James VI wrote in a counterblast to tobacco, and he wrote in particular, "This filthy smoke makes a kitchen oft-times in the inward parts of men, soiling and infecting them with an unctuous and oily kind of soot, as hath been found that after their death were open." Because he attended post-mortems and saw 400 years ago the effects of tobacco, which we still grapple with in these days. One of the first acts of James VI, of course, in 1603, when he became the King of the United Kingdom, was to raise the taxation on a pound of tobacco from twopence to £6 10 shillings. So this guy got it right every way. In today's terms, by the way, that would be £40,000 on a pound of tobacco. So that's absolutely something which shows that we've understood this problem for so long, and yet we still allowed these pernicious companies to kill people in our society. We've actually lost in the 20th century in the UK more people to the consequences of smoking than in all the wars in which we've been involved. Now, I include civilian and military casualties. More people have been killed by smoking. So, Presiding Officer, when we talk about this subject and Ash's role in this, we talk in something very important. I close by just saying that Ireland is a good model in one way, but they've still got ashtrays in the bar behind the Dáil. There's a special informal exception for members of the Dáil. Thank goodness we don't follow them on that road. Presiding Officer.